Good morning. I'd like to say thank you to Susan Barnes and the Stewardship Committee for asking me to speak today for our Stewardship Lecture Campaign. Over the past year, members of the Emmanuel Church family, Della, Deb Nancio, Dave Monroe, Vicki Hicks, and I participated in the Episcopal Church Foundation Congregational Leadership Initiative. Our project title was Emmanuel, a partnership lifting the human spirit. What that project entailed was to find non-profit, synergistic partners to share our space in our mission of lifting up the human spirit, to welcome the community for all people, from all places, and in all seasons. Our desired result, what success would look like, realizing Emmanuel's mission through faithful stewardship in service to the greater community, reaching a life of mutual abundance through the creation of a vibrant, shared space. I will talk about how we are doing this in this presentation. Over the last few months, the vestry has been working on developing a new mission statement. Traditionally, a mission statement is why you exist. It may answer the question, what is it you are supposed to be doing? Or perhaps our words can be a description of ourselves, a direction, a reminder, and an invitation to others. At our September vestry meeting, the final version of Emmanuel Church's mission statement was agreed upon, and the members will further reflect upon it. The new mission statement is, we share our home, building a vibrant, loving community. We are so blessed here at Emmanuel Church. We have a great congregation of people who care about each other and are very welcoming to new people who join us. I think about some of the first services we held outside when we first got back together after online services during this COVID pandemic. People were so eager to see each other. The nurse in me and the rule follower. And he kept trying to remind people to keep their social distance. But my heart was so full to see people so happy to see their friends. God is indeed making all things new, particularly relationships. We have our new relationship in Newport Classical. Think of all the people now coming into Emmanuel Church to work for Newport Classical, attending their board meetings, for concerts, and hopefully in the very near future for music lessons. God is making all things new. We share our home, building a vibrant, loving community. With the help of the Diocese of Rhode Island, we received a grant to update our kitchen, and now we have been leasing the space to multiple people. We love the smell of baking bread and other foods in our kitchen. More relationships. God is making all things new. We share our home, building a vibrant, loving community. We have a new tenant in the South Baptist apartment who is looking to use our library for writing sessions and for yoga. God is making all things new. We share our home, building a vibrant, loving community. We have a Cub Scout We have a Cub Scout pack that will begin meeting at Emmanuel Church on Monday evenings in our choir room beginning November 1st, led by Ray Franson and his wife Florence. How wonderful. Ray and Florence have been here at Emmanuel before and are bringing many new young people here to share our space. God is making all things new. We share our home, building a vibrant, loving community. We've had the opportunity over the last several months to experience such talented musicians as our supply organist pianist. Music is very important to the Emmanuel community. God is making all things new. We have our little red wagon for food donations for the MLK. Doris Shaw brings these gifts from all of you every week on Thursdays to the MLK Center after she works here at our hydroponics garden. God is making all things new. We have expanded our hydroponics garden from one hydroponics unit to 3 units, thanks to another grant from the Diocese of Rhode Island, enabling us to provide more fresh produce for our neighbors in need via the Martin Luther King Center. Catherine Curtis, Glenna Rambo, Doris Shaw, Jasmine Sudarkasa all serve this ministry. Jasmine joined us in this ministry as a relationship made through our friends at Newport Classical. God is making all things new. Posey Jackson provided us with a presentation on spiritual gifts several weeks ago, and people stayed from the 8 o'clock service, and those at the 10 o'clock service came in early to learn more about spiritual gifts. When tabulating my scores from the spiritual gift inventory questionnaires I took, my highest responses were in the area of administration, leadership, teaching, research, serving, and mercy. As Posey told us, sometimes you just don't think your gifts are all that special. It's just something to do. I was a nurse executive. I always thought my strengths were just something I developed over time with experience and education. Looking back, I started using my spiritual gifts here at Emmanuel in 2004, when I joined the vestry, and then served as treasurer for 3 years. Since 2004, I have said yes when asked or volunteered for the following roles. Chair of the Emmanuel Church Scholarship Committee, and I'm pleased to serve on that with Lil, with Jackie Green and Debbie DeSantis. Chair of the Emmanuel Search Committee for a new rector in 2009. This gave me an opportunity to work with people I'd never worked with before. Co-chair of the Stewardship Committee in 2010. A member of the Forever Emmanuel Steering Committee. Chair of the Special Events Committee. A counter. Running a kitchen for many years for the Harvest Festival with my family. Junior warden somewhere around 2012, and chair of the property committee with that role. I retired in 2019. I'm a wife, a mother of 2 adult children, and 3 grandchildren. Mike and I are very active in our social life, and I live about 40 minutes away from here, in Tyrion. When I was asked to be a general vestry member in the fall of 2019, I said yes, even though I planned to travel in retirement. Within a few months, I agreed to fill the role of the assistant treasurer when David Monroe moved up into the treasurer role. Then I said yes again to running for the junior warden role beginning in January of 2021. It all works out. God gives us all we need. I'm here today asking you to share one or more of your spiritual gifts by giving of yourself and some of your time to help Emmanuel in our greater community. Giving of yourself feels good, and you build new and very different relationships. It's amazing how much stuff has to be done in a church. Would anyone like to learn to be an acolyte, help the altar guild, be a greeter or an usher, participate in the worship committee or the outreach committee or the property committee, favorite of mine. Help oversee or work on coffee hours when we start them again. Help greet parishioners and do small projects in the office on Wednesday or Thursday morning. Participate in grant writing. These were opportunities that quickly came to mind when I sat down to write this presentation for today. There are many more opportunities here to give your time and talents. The Stewardship Pledge campaign is the time of year to take stock of what we have been given by God and carefully discern how we will share our time, talent, and treasures. I hope I have sparked something within you to pursue using one or more of your spiritual gifts as a gift of time and talent for Emmanuel. Please let me know if you are willing to do so. I ask you also to reflect on what you can share of your treasure and be as generous as you can. An increase in this year over last year's pledge helps the church to better meet its expenses. If you have not received a stewardship letter and need a pledge card, please contact the office at 847-0675. And also, for those of you who are present here today, there is a dark brown basket on the table in the narthex that has some envelopes with pledge cards in them. Thank you very much for your time.